Stick a move in the ring. You can hit me with the words you fling.
All right, Martin, man, we're gonna jump right into it, man. Like Kim Jae Woong, man, he goes in there. He told me before the fight, like I interviewed him. He told me like I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna beat up Tetsuya Yamada, and I'm gonna call out Martin Nguyen. I was just like, go do it then, and he did it. He predicted it.
Is that the Korean guy?
Yeah, the Korean guy. So did you know who he was like before this, or has he been on your radar, or is it just a shock to you, like this guy coming through?
No, it's not a shock, man. Of course, everyone would want to use me as a stepping stone to get that title. But yeah, I know who he is. He fought Matsushima in his last bout. I pretty much know everyone in this division. I wasn't surprised at all, man.
But what do you think about the performance he had against Yamada? Because Yamada was ranked number 4 in the division, and Kim, his record is he was 1-1 in the division so far.
He performed well. He done everything right. Yamada came in with one trick up his sleeve, and he obviously was outpowered, outmuscled, and outstriked and outplayed in that whole fight. So congratulations, he got the job done. And yeah.
Do you think during this COVID era and everything that you have to go through in Singapore, are we getting the best version of fighters right now, or is it just like we're just getting fights and not so much of like the highest level of an athlete like yourself, or anybody, not just yourself, but anybody, even Thanh Le, even Garry Tonon?
I think it can play a part and definitely affect an athlete's performance. I mean, this whole COVID situation. I mean, all us athletes in general, we're happy and we're grateful that we can still fight and do our jobs and get paid and still have a good Christmas. But our performances, whether it can affect our performance or not, it hits everyone different. Some people like it, some people don't like it. It's up to everyone to adjust around it because it's the new normal now. So, yeah.
Are you interested in that fight against Kim, or do you see yourself fighting somebody much higher?
Man, I didn't really care who I fight, man. The moment they send that contract, as I said, I'll sign it. In terms of him calling me out, I don't respond to call outs, man. If it's meant to happen in life, then it happens. If the contract gets sent to me, I'll put pen to paper, man, and it's happening. That's the only way I deal with fights. If the call outs happen like that, I don't respond to them, man.
All right, Nick, what about you? What you got for him?
Yeah, have you given any more thought, Martin? First of all, sorry, great to chat to you. It's been a while since I said hello. I hope everything's going well in Australia.
Ghosting, man.
Yeah.
Ghosting.
Oh, it's freezing here. Well, yeah, man. It's. Do you have any more thoughts? What do you want to do next? Do you know if you want to try and get that rematch, or are you now focused more on maybe taking out someone else first before the rematch?
I don't really care, man. If they send the rematch, beautiful. I think I deserve it somewhat or some way. 3 years being a title holder, but in a way, in saying that, I got TKO'd finished, so it kind of marries up that I have to rack up a few wins to get that title shot. But either way, man, the moment they send a contract, whoever it may be, I'll be ready.
Now we've had a couple months since the fight. Have you watched the fight back? How many times have you seen it? What's been your takeaway from that? How do you feel you perform now with the benefit of a bit of time?
Yeah, they always say you learn the most when you lose, and I feel like I've learned so much in how I can perform and how I should have performed. But I don't dwell in the past, man. I watch it, I realize my mistakes, and I go back into the gym and we work on getting better.
Do you feel like you were clearly in control of the fight in the third round, but when I first watched it, I thought you were in control in the first and the second as well. But when we spoke to Thanh Le, we seemed to...
Political war. The whole Twitter war.
Pissed them off.
For no reason.
we seem to get Tan angry because he thought he was in control, from the outside. What do you think? Do you feel you were controlling that fight for the whole fight?
Man, it is what it is. I don't want to talk about the fight. I already know what I need to do and what I can do and what I will do the next fight. So I don't want to talk about that fight, man. It is what it is. I'm sure he doesn't want to talk about it as well. I'm sure he wants to move on and, try to cement his legacy in this whole division. So, man, he's got a whole division after him. He's the one with the target on his back now. So if I were him, I wouldn't dwell in what has been and what was. I'll dwell on what needs to be done in the future.
Well, yeah. And
what did you think about the Tonon fight with Matsushima? Yeah. What did you think about that? That was a fun fight. I liked it. I enjoyed it because, when Garry took the back, Matsushima defended really well against him. And a lot of people, I felt like, didn't expect that.
You know what? Watching that fight, I can tell a lot about both fighters. Garry really had to dig deep because his tricks, all the eggs in his bags that he was good at didn't work. So he really had to dig deep to get that W. Matsushima, I feel like he done everything right. He just came into the fight though, happy to go away with a decision. After the first 2 rounds, I think he was a bit hesitant in that third round. When obviously my mindset is different to his mindset, but if I know that I'm 2 rounds down, and the fight is almost over in the next 5 minutes, I'll do whatever it takes. Go ham on the guy, start throwing flying kicks, jumping, anything. But to get the W. But Matsushima was, I think, a bit hesitant of being taken down again. But yeah, like even like in saying that, I'm not to bag out anyone or the camps and that, but the way Matsushima fought, it was a wrong game plan. He put his leg there for Tonon to take him down, in his kicks, and I would have, someone like Tonon, I would have boxed more if it was myself, control the distance with my hands, and if I was to throw my kicks or anything, I'll throw to the point where like low kicks where you can't catch it. You smash the calf or bring the knee straight down the center if he goes to shoot. But yeah, it was just, everyone's different, man. Everyone's different with their fighting style. Matsushima's defense though was on point. Capitalizing it's another story he has to work on.
Apologies, Nick. I cut you off there. Go ahead.
No, I was going to ask the same question, but I guess the natural follow-up is, do you see Garry as having earned a title shot against Tan Le, if that's the way one championship goes?
If it goes that way, then beautiful. I mean, I can't say anything at that. It's their decision, and they feel like he deserves it. He's got world championship credentials in his on the grappling industry side to become a world champion. But in terms of standing and banging with someone like Tan, there's a lot to work on. To be honest with him, there's a lot to work on. But now that the fights are getting more riskier and riskier for Tonon, I feel like he won't take as much risk in standing and banging with Tan. He'll just go to the breadbasket, which is him trying to submit or break someone's knee or ankle or somewhat. But yeah, we never know, man. If he had fought like it was his first fight, like just I want to test my hands. I want to show everyone that my hands are, capable of being world championship credentials. Have world championship credentials. Then if he has that same mentality now, or in that Matsushima fight, it would have been a good fight. But yeah, he really had to dig deep in that fight to get that decision, man. And it was luckily enough for him in his favor. Matsushima didn't really pour it on at the end. So if you had someone who poured it on at the end, we never know what the outcome would have been.
Would you take that fight if one said, "All right, Garry Tonon v. Martin to determine the next challenger"? Are you down for that?
If the contract is there, man, as I said, anyone, it doesn't matter. I got asked the other day, what's my comfortable catch weight to fight at? I said 68 kilos or 73 kilos. So whether a super fight's on the card, I don't really care. Anyone, man, anyone that they have the name on that contract, and as long as I know that I'm going to get paid and do my job, I'm happy, man. I don't care. Title, not title, super fight, not super fight, legends, who cares? I'm there to do my job. I'm there to fight.
And how do you feel about that? Like, how would you match up with Garry? Sorry, John. Would you feel you could win that fight easily? Do you think you could stand and bang?
Both of you are like, I want to get this question.
We got to figure out a format, where maybe I raise my hand.
I'm good. How would I feel about that fight with Garry, you said?
Yeah. How do you think you match up with him? Do you think you could be the guy to keep him on the feet and to punish him there?
I feel, looking at it wise, I feel like it might be possibly like the same fight as Matsushima, me defending all his chokes and all his submission attempts. But yeah, just having the willingness to win. I think that championship mindset is a difference. I wouldn't hesitate. Like I'll go all guns blazing. But as I said to you before, for someone like Garry, like a wrestler, I would lower my stance. Matsushima was lowering his stance, but then he was throwing silly kicks from that stance, which Garry would counter and take him down with. For me, I'll just box. That's something I'm good at. I throw hands and defend takedowns. I mean, all my whole career I've been defending takedowns. So it doesn't really matter, man. I feel like if I eliminate Garry's pros, then I'll definitely take control of all these fronts.
A shout out from Henry Ford, the creator of the automobile. He loves you. There's a good question by Christopher, man. Could you put that up?
Yeah. Relating to as an Aussie, who do you favor, Gallen v Mark Hunt? And is that your brother who looks good with the footy on your Instagram? I saw you had the footy as well, didn't you?
Yeah, man. I play Oztag. I love playing Oz. I love playing footy, man. But footy on my Instagram, I'll probably be me, man. Putting the board out. I've played 2 games and I've scored 7 times in Division 1 Oztag. So, man, I love the sport. That's why I play it. But man, this sport is unforgiving, man. You just get left, right, and center injuries, man, more than fighting itself. So, yeah, it is what it is. But in terms of the fight with Gallen and Hunt, man, that's a why? I don't know why. I get this feeling. I know Hunt is, the veteran and the fighter, the fear. But I don't know why, but I feel like Gallen is just gonna like hug him, tire him out, and take away a decision. I don't know. But Mark Hunt is like a one punch change. The fight can change, and you never know. He can put Gallen out with one punch in any round. But I feel Gallen's just gonna be too cautious, and he's just gonna like basically hug him and they just get little uppercuts, dirty box with him until he gets that decision. Man, I don't know. I don't see anyone getting knocked out, to be honest.
What's the hype around that fight in Australia?
Yeah, Gallen is world-class rugby league player, turned boxing. He's got a stellar boxing career. He's taken out some good Australian heavyweights. He's not on I wouldn't say he's on like a Sonny Bill Williams, like good type of boxer, all-rounder style, but he's got mongrel, And Mark Hunt, obviously being the retired MMA athlete, he's still got combat fighting in him, man, and he's a warrior. He's the super Samoan. Everyone's scared of him. Even if he talks, you kind of just take that back from intimidation. But that I don't know. It could be a good fight, a good slugfest. We never know.
I'm hoping for it. I think that's what everybody wants, is them to just go in there.
I think everyone wants that, but we've been let down a lot with heavyweights, man, and I don't know, man. I don't think it'll go that way. I'm sure Mark will want to go in there and bang, but I don't know if Gallen. I think Gallen will want to go in there and get a name for his record.
What about Mark throwing the left hook at the weigh-ins.
Hey, that looked fake. You know, Gallen was still
Yeah,
smiling. Gallen was still smiling. That was good publicity, son.
Yeah, it didn't
Man,
look like a
if
real.
that really connected, I don't think Gallen will be smiling, man. I think Gallen will be like, I think it will be there. The fight would have started then and there. But that was a good publicity stuff. I'm sure Mark would have known it will be all over the news from there.
One thing I wanted to ask you is, did you see that video of Jake Paul like attacking Dylan Dennis?
No
like
way.
Driving. You didn't see that yet?
To be honest with you, man, I've had boxing this morning. I've been running around physios and everything this morning. I haven't been able to touch my phone. So if it came out between last night and this morning, then I haven't touched it.
Yeah, it did. Well, go back and watch. You're gonna be like, what is going on in this world? Because
For
since
real?
we're talking about boxing,
what did he do to him? What did he do to him? Surprise!
I guess Dylan Dennis was. Hey Nick, could you put up the video on Twitter? We'll play it for you right now. But what happened was Dylan Dennis was in LA filming, I think, the show with Brendan Schaub, and then I guess these guys have been beefing, like Dylan Dennis and
after that Jake Paul knocked out that I seen footages from both sides of where they posted Dylan Dennis knocking him out, wanting to knock him out. But is that the video? Was that the video?
Yeah, it's the video.
Yeah, I just got to add the audio. Sorry, I forgot.
Yeah,
here you go.
Hey, look, it's Conor McGregor's bitch right there. Pussy.
What? Hey, he's calling him a bitch, but he's like dip. What? It doesn't make sense.
And he has a film crew with him. Film crew with him, like filming and everything.
Hey, man,
so
it's a build up, right? It's the publicity build up, man. And I'm sure everyone wants that fight to happen. I'm sure that fight will probably happen. But this is them trying to get paid, right?
And I got Jake Paul winning that fight. I don't know why.
Man, Dylan Dennis' stand up is terrible.
Yeah, we haven't seen anything. But man, it's always good catching up with you, Martin, man. You know, we just spoke like a couple weeks back, but you know, of course everybody wants to hear like, what do you want to do next? And we already know. You told us you want to get that contract signed and step in there. It doesn't matter who it is, and it's gonna be a fun one, man. It's because it's always about the comeback, right? It's about reestablishing, evolving, and moving forward. So it's good, man. Anything else you got for him, Nick?
Well, we got Adriano Moraes coming in a few minutes. So yeah,
big fight, DJ. Big fight.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I think that's a very good fight. Both stylistically match very well with each other. DJ, obviously the legend, freaking good all-rounder athlete, best of the best. Moraes, is very unpredictable. He's got good wrestling, good jiu-jitsu. So we know. You don't know, man. Like the last loss on DJ's record was because of a wrestler, being out wrestled, and with Moraes and how tall he is and how strong he is with his wrestling and jiu-jitsu. You never know; it might possibly be the same outcome. But DJ, man, DJ's always evolving and having a stellar coach like Matt Hume behind him, man. We never know what the event is going to be like, man. But I can't wait to watch it.
We have got Troy Worthen as well coming in after Adriana, so he's a new teammate of yours.
My boy Troy.
Yeah.
He's going to kill it.
You think you're predicting a win for Troy then, I imagine, yeah?
I really, really hope so. Yusuf Sadalayev is no slouch, that's for sure. But I feel Troy, he's got that youth, man. Yusuf's been knocked out a few times. I'm not saying Troy will knock him out, but in saying that his top game pressure as well as his ground and pound is something different as well. So Troy is phenomenal athlete, man.
Yeah, he's one of the big prospects in that division, man. I feel like this is the big test. This is the one that shows you, can he sink or swim in that top five? Because if he beat, he's a top 5 fighter now.
Exactly. 100%.
It's fun, man. Well, man, always appreciate, man, speaking with you, chopping it up. And we'll see. Maybe we'll see you on that February card. You know, with Demetrius Johnson. I don't know, man, but hopefully.
I'm not going to come back in March. I put it out there. I've already said it to some of the one staff. March is when my comeback is going to be. I felt like February was a good time, and then injuries happen. And it is what it is. I'm just going to let my body heal over this period. I would have loved to go over to February. I would have loved to be on like a February card, but unfortunately I have kids and I have to be a father and I have to be here on their first day of school. So for me, I'm going to do my pre-camp in Australia in January. I'm going to watch the kids go to school. I'm going to pick them up and drop them off for the first day of school. And the next few days I'll be flying out to Florida in February, preparing for March. That's my plan.
And head into Onglar's house, getting that spare room ready.
Always.
Yeah. Chris, can't wait to see you back. I can't wait to see you back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Roll on to March. Thank you again, Martin. We'll see you soon, mate. Cheers.
Thanks, guys. It was a pleasure.
Cheers.
See you guys.
See ya.